Hey, what up, man? This is Daniel of Nejo. I want to welcome you to this video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about and breaking down the supporting documents that you need in order to get endorsed as a world-leading exceptional talent by Tech Nation, aka Tech City UK. I'm going to be taking you behind my computer in a second, but as usual, I want to say thank you to Tech City UK and thank you to the UK government for this endorsement. I don't take it for granted. Without further ado, let's go to my computer right now. Okay, so welcome to my screen. I'm going to try as much as possible to explain this as detailed as I can. This might take a long time, but everything that I'm going to talk about is very valuable and I'm going to try to explain as detailed as I can. Now, Tech City UK has done a great job in providing us with a document that, gives us guidelines on how to know the documents to submit and the types to submit. But when I was applying, I had a challenge trying to understand things properly, and that is why I'm actually creating these videos, because I want to help other people understand what they can do. So the first thing to understand is this: you need to submit one key criteria document and you need to submit two qualifying documents. So the first thing to understand is you must provide one key criteria document and you must also provide two or more qualifying documents that proves you are an exceptional talent. Now, they have done a great job in outlining the kinds of documents that you should provide, or the types of documents to provide. And the first one is, for the key criteria, remember, you need to submit one document. So they are saying these are the two options of things that they are looking for in the key criteria documents. So they said the first thing is you must have a proven track record of innovation in the digital technology sector as a director or founder of a digital technology sector company, or an employee working in a new digital field or concept that must be clearly evidenced, e.g. patent application. Or they said if you cannot prove you have a track record of innovation, you can also show proof of recognition for work outside your immediate occupation that has contributed to the advancement of the sector, e.g. evidence that you have gone beyond your day-to-day profession to engage in an activity that contributes to the advancement of the sector. And by the sector, they mean digital technology. So these are the two things that you have to prove, and have documents to back in terms of the key criteria for the exceptional talent. And for the exceptional promise, it is more or less the same thing if you go through it, but this part just shows you need to provide two or more examples of innovation, blah 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 blah, but it's the same thing, right? So what they're trying to say is the key criteria document, you need to prove that you have a track record of innovation in digital technology sector, or you need to prove that you've gone beyond your day-to-day activities and work to add value to the sector. Now, what Tech City UK then does is, down in the document, they actually gave us, or they give people an example or examples of relevant advice, or relevant advice, for the types of documents to submit that proves any of this one. This is very, very helpful. So they said, okay, for example, you might be thinking to yourself that how can I actually prove that I have a track record of innovation in digital technology? They created a section that then tells you, okay, how do I demonstrate that I have a proven blah 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 blah. They advise that you can demonstrate this by providing evidence of any digital technology business you have established as a director, a founder, or an entrepreneur which is currently active or as dissolved in the last 5 years. So this means that even though you might have a tech business that has dissolved in the last 5 years, you can still submit documents around that business, because they know that companies get dissolved not because of only the idea, but also because you might not have capital to actually push it. So they gave us 3 examples of evidences or documents that we can provide to fit these criteria. So the first one is, you can provide a document that shows evidence of each of your businesses could and and this should include, last set of audited or unaudited accounts, as well as any projections for the current financial year. I didn't have this. I couldn't submit that. So this also said you could also show evidence, that actually shows the number of outlets or stockists of the business's products. I didn't have this. I couldn't provide that. And they also said you can provide evidence of employment, contract, or articles of association or certification of incorporation if relevant. Now, this is something that I have because I have a certificate of incorporation for one of my digital technology businesses. So I was able to use this. But don't forget, they said you should only submit one key criteria, one key document for the key criteria section. So I was thinking to myself that, I don't just want to submit, certificate of incorporation. I think this other option of the key criteria that I should have and a document I can submit can actually be a great one. So because of how they broke it down, so they're now saying, how do I demonstrate that I have been recognized for my work outside of my immediate occupation that contributed to the advancement of the sector? And don't forget, the sector is digital technology. So now they are now advising us that you can demonstrate this. For example, if you think this is what you want to demonstrate, or this is what you have proof for, you can demonstrate these by providing evidence that you have played an active role and have a reputation as an emerging leader in your ecosystem. Examples may include mentoring, advising, organizing interest groups, leading on policy, teaching if at a university, or participating in clubs or society for furthering of the field. And they gave us examples of documents that can be used. So they said your Stack Overflow profile showing significant contribution to discussions around code. So if you have a Stack Overflow account or profile, all you have to do is take a screenshot of your profile showing you contributing to codes. I'm saying? Not just a screenshot, but it should be a screenshot that when you see and it's printed on paper, people can see your influence in that discussion. And I didn't have this, so I wasn't able to submit this. And they also said, evidence of contribution to an open source project. For example, if you are a WordPress developer and you've created like plugins and themes and stuff and don't forget, WordPress is an open source project. So if you've added value to it, you are able to then add your plugins and your themes as things that you've done or you've created to enhance an open source project. You can also submit your GitHub profile, blah blah blah. I didn't have this, but then this was what I had. Evidence of one or more videos of talks or conferences that have had significant viewership. When I was in London in 2015 getting my master's, I was creating videos around CRM, business intelligence, and Scrum. I was creating things around those things, and I had a proof. So what I did here is actually very, very interesting. I just took a screenshot of my videos on Vimeo and YouTube that has had significant views, and it's showing me giving a talk. And I also attached documents and screenshots of articles that I've written that were featured in Huffington Post and Instructables and in some other high-end article sites like that. I'm saying? So I was able to add this and also add this, and evidence of sharing or teaching skills such as mentoring if at a workplace. I also have an online course where I'm teaching thousands of Nigerians and people in developing countries. I'm giving them skills to learn digital technology. So I was able to also add evidence of this as well. So what I used as my key criteria was not this one, but rather I chose this one. So when you look at the document and the things that you can provide, you will then know which of this one can I use that best suits me. Let me actually check how long this video is running. It's 9 minutes. I don't want to make this so long, but and also the next thing you have to do is to then provide 2 qualifying documents. Now they have listed 4 things that you can prove. So all you have to do is to be lucky enough to fall into or have 2 that you can provide. And if you can provide 4 of them, fantastic for you. But what they need to see is 2 documents that fills in this qualifying section. So for example, they said have 6 significant technical, commercial or entrepreneurial contributions in the digital technology sector as either a director, founder, and so let me show you what they advised as documents that can prove this, because this might sound vague to you, like how can I show that I've made blah 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 blah. So they actually, explained it, that okay, how do I demonstrate that I have made significant technical, commercial, or entrepreneurial contribution in the digital technology sector, either as a director or founder or entrepreneur of a digital technology company? They are saying, yeah, we will assess whether you're a technical applicant, whether your occupation requires you write code or manage developers, or whether you're a business applicant. Now this is very important because most people that are trying to apply for digital technology endorsements from Tech City UK are always thinking that they have to be like a tech guru, but Tech Nation visa is not only for people that are so good in programming and coding, it's also for people that are good in business relations that is in the digital technology industry. So if you're an entrepreneur that you don't know how to code, but you know how to basically take a startup from 0 to 100, you can also get endorsed. So this section here, they are now trying to see if you are a technical applicant or you are a business or entrepreneurial applicants. And what they are now saying is technical examples of a significant contribution may include, so if you're a tech guy, you're going to give them documents that shows you have led in the development of high impact digital products or services, that you have started or you're contributing to open source projects in a way that has been acknowledged by peers as advancing the field. I didn't have any of this, I think. Having worked as a key engineer in the core product of a startup and evidence as to how you have contributed to success. I think I had something around this. Okay, let me just scroll down. So documents that will be considered as acceptable evidence include these ones, right? And they are saying, please just know that these are just suggestions, but trust me when I say this, you want to follow their suggestion. The way to get to win people is to give them what they want. If they tell you this is the kind of things we want, give them what they want instead of trying to create something that they might not find valuable. So the first one is employment contract irrelevant, edit paper from an employer wherever possible in addition to the requirement. Exactly. I think I used 2 of this. Yes, I used 2 of this. Documentation on product design or architecture diagram clearly showing your contribution. Please ensure that this evidence is no more than blah 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 blah. I used this. What I showed here was an architectural diagram of me actually creating a digital product and how we went from just the idea to the creation and the launch stage. So you can actually show an architectural diagram. I actually showed, what diagram did I show here? I think I showed let me try remember. I showed I had a diagram that I created on Scrum, right? So I showed how the product owner, which was the person that had the old tech idea, how it came to me as to share the idea with me, and how I was able to take the idea and then get a team around it, and then take feedback from people after showing. I just created a diagram. That diagram was so crazy and so nice that showed how I took the idea from the person that had the idea to launching it into a great, into a real product, into a real digital product and everything. And you can also provide, the GitHub account that contains lines of code or of code clearly showing your continuing contribution. And I am more of a business applicant, even though I design websites and stuff like that. But I think my core skills is as a business guy in tech. So I was able to submit document that showed I have led and played a key role in the growth of a digital technology, company, such as influencing investment and strategy or delivering major product releases. So what I'm going to say, the punchline of this video is this: when you see the qualifying criteria and the key criteria, make sure you scroll down to the section where you're able to see samples of documents that proves any of these key points. I can't go into all of them, one after the other, because it's going to take a lot of time. I don't want this video to take so much time. It's already 15 minutes in, and if I want to go into all of this, it's going to take so much time. But I think the punchline of this video, and me showing you my screen and reading all these things, even though you might already have this document, is to give you an understanding of how to map examples of what they give you with a criteria. You know what I'm saying? You need to, understand how to map examples that they've given us or given you with the things you need to prove. And I hope this kind of opens your eye and, adds value to you. If you have any other question, you can always go to my blog and drop a comment or send me an email, or even drop a comment down on this video. And I'm going to try as much as possible to reply you. Okay, let me take you back to my face and do a roundup of that. Okay, so welcome back. I hope you gained some type of value from this video. I hope you now understand, how to, see what they want, and then see examples of things that they say you can show as what they want, and then provide documents that are in line with the types of examples that they've given. I personally believe that if people tell you to if people give you examples of things, you should show them, and then say, this is just an example, you can still do your own thing. I personally believe that you should basically add to the types of examples that they've given you. The best thing that you can do is to give people what they want so you can get what you want, because what you might bring might not be in line with what they are expecting to read or to see, and that might hinder your endorsement, right? If you have any question, if you have any further question, make sure you drop a comment below, and I'll be excited to answer you. Or you can send me an email. I think the email will be the best version, because you are able to then type a lot and I can reply to your point. Send me an email at danielnejo@thepresidentialauthor.com and I will reply you. And definitely check my blog out, where I've created a section, that is so information packed, is so value packed around the Tech Nation Exceptional Talent Visa. I remain Daniel Nejo for the Presidential Author, and I hope you gain some type of value. Stay blessed and keep hustling strategically. Bye now. Oh, I shouldn't have dabbed. This is a serious video. Bye now.